In today's video, we're going to talk about the solstice. Happy solstice. Upcoming solar eclipse late on Christmas night, and the upcoming change of not only years, but of decades. A powerful time of transitioning energy, of powerful energies coming in, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to make best use of these energies for you to step into the life that you were meant to have. So welcome, my name is Daniel Piatek, and I help you have the life that you're meant to have by getting your unique genius unlocked, unlimited, and unleashed through potent spiritual tools and insights. So today, I'm here walking through on this little path in the very western end of Wales, and through that mud back there. And I was led here by my guide, so I knew I wanted to go for a walk, and I said, show me where to make this video. And they led me here, and I thought, oh, this is interesting, because there's a very narrow path here that I'm walking. That's a path that's there to be walked, but there's mud to go through. So maybe it's felt like your life this year has been like this. And so we're going to talk today about how to end this year using the energies that are available to us, these spiritual, astrological, and cosmic energies, to help us to move in to 2020s, the decade of accepting, embracing, and embodying our mastership. So today I'm recording this on the solstice day, so winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern, and solstice is a time of rest, a time of kind of reassessing, because we're getting ready to head into another cycle in terms of our rotation around the sun, and we are now at the farthest point, in essence, from the sun, and we're getting ready to start a new rotation, and it's a time to stop and reassess. So I'm going to invite you for the next few minutes to just stop and invite you into a bit of sense of reassessing not the past, but reassessing how you're going to approach these next few days in order to make most use out of whatever work you've been doing this year. And we've all been doing some kind of work, whether we're conscious of it or unconscious of it, to let go of old things that are keeping us from becoming and being who it is that we're meant to be. Making changes in relationships and situations, work, life, all kinds of things. Getting clear throughout that on what we value now at this point in our lives. What are the things that we hold dear and are important to us at this time in our lives? And then beginning to own and start creating a new life, a changed life, a transformed life that embody those values, that express those values, without the things that we've changed or let go of that we realize were holding us back. So we're coming up into a time in a couple of days on Christmas night, or early the next day, Boxing Day, depending on where you are in the world, where there'll be a solar eclipse, a very powerful solar eclipse, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But because I need to say something here first. So the thing is, because the solar eclipse basically gives us an opportunity to really make a quantum jump in whatever change or transformation we're making. It's like this year has been about gradual, slow, slow, arduous change, really challenging stuff for most of us. And so that may not be the case for you. If it's not, then it's not. But difficult change, really trying to make change happen, and it took up until the last few months for things to feel like they're moving. And now I'm going to ask you to stop for a second and just assess, in the realm of whatever it is that you've been wanting to change or been working to change in your life, where is the new actually beginning to happen? So there may still be a lot in your outer circumstance, a lot of things that aren't where you want it yet. But I'm going to ask you to assess and to identify where is that foothold where the new is now taking shape? Because this is the foundation to start building on as we go into 2020. And right now is a time, because we just shifted from our sun into Capricorn, and there's so much, I'm not going to go into the astrology here. I'm going to give you insights that are based on my understanding of astrology without boring you with the astrology. So there's so much energy right now that's coming up to a major turning point kind of time in the middle to the end the middle of January through February and on into the next year of making major change in our lives, making it real, building structure, foundation to support the new life that we've been trying to create all of this year and maybe for a long time now, to start actually building it in a way that is sustainable, that supports us and supports our mission. So now as we come up to late night on the 25th, early morning on the 26th of this solar eclipse, it's a time of radical moving forward, radical alignment. So eclipses are times of aligning us back on our path in a way that's like, okay, I'm here now and I need to be over here. And eclipses allow us to do this in a way that can be quite radical, a quantum jump, not a gradual movement from the old place to the new place. So I'm going to ask you to identify where it is that the new has started, so that you know you catch up with yourself, not focusing on all the things that you want to happen yet out in the future that haven't happened yet, but focusing on the new ground that you've actually started to create. And I know for a couple of my clients, I'm just thinking of a couple of them right now, so maybe there's more of you out there that's the case. So I know life is really, 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 really difficult right now. And it's hard to see where this is going. But I'm going to ask you to look back on where you came out of and touch briefly into that time and realize that for whatever you can in your own experience, don't take my word for this, in your own experience, find where now is a better place from which you're creating the new. And the way that you'll be able to see that most easily is look back to the old. Look back to those situations, to those circumstances that you got out of, that you're getting yourself out of, that you're healing your way out of. And own the new ground that you're on. It's like, okay, I'm here. I can see there's a lot more to go. I'm maybe not even sure where the hell that's going to be. I mean, that's kind of the life I'm living right now. There's many things that luckily I have, I have things happening in my life professionally and stuff that I can make happen wherever I go. But there's so much up in the air about my life now. And at the same time, it's been a year of fighting like hell to get through old stuff to new ground. So let me say something about old stuff. So at this time, we have the opportunity to embrace releasing what are called soul tracks, or what you could call soul contracts. So it's these relationships these contracts, these obligations we've created for ourselves in this life and previous lifetimes, to people, to situations, to circumstances. And now is the time to reassess those. So the way you can do that, if you're not in touch with this at a spiritual, energetic level, on a practical level, is look in those situations in your life that feel like they just have to be that way. They can't not be that way. I don't have a choice here. Places, situations, circumstances, relationships, whatever, where you feel it has to be this way. And I'm going to invite you to identify those that don't work for you personally at this point in your life, and embrace, for now, embrace the possibility of letting go of them. Embrace the possibility of letting go of them. I'm not saying drop them and walk away. I'm not saying figure it out. I'm saying embrace that it may not actually be, it has to be that way. There's no other way. I wish I could, but I can't. Embrace the possibility that those may not be true now. And be open to and invite them to be different. Invite those situations to work out for you in a way that's more supportive of you moving forward. Oh, that's so funny I did that. Embrace that those situations could be that in the future, near future, could actually be the mud that you made your way out of. Not necessarily to anybody else's detriment. But if we don't open up to the possibility, if we stay stuck in the limitation of our beliefs, no matter how much Spirit's trying, they can't get us out of there. So now is the time to be releasing soul contracts. I'm going to ask you to open up to having those seemingly intractable situations being solved, removed, you moved on from them. So on the eclipse, it's a time for setting intentions. So start with where that new ground is that you've claimed for yourself, that you've built for yourself. That's a little less muddy over there. Ah, that's so funny. You know, it's interesting, guys. So I'm thinking about, because this is how I practice living my life, is being open to the ways in which life is showing me next right steps. Right now I'm making a video for people who have connected with me to help you to help make headway in your life, to really live the life that you're meant to live. And as I'm doing that, I've trained myself over time to be open to the ways in which I'm being shown, being led. So this back here, I notice it. I'm kind of trying to teach you something here. Sorry, sounds pompous, but that I'm open to that. Like I'm here doing the video, but I'm open to the fact that life is showing me. So I just talked a minute ago about these old soul contracts being hopefully at some point in the future the mud that you made your way out of. And now I'm talking about finding new ground, wherever that new ground is, even though you're aware there's more of it. And I happen to notice that behind me is a little less muddy land. It's also in a new field on the other side of the fence. So as I'm doing this, there's part of me that's recognizing that and saying, oh, this is life giving me the next little part of this talk. And so I just start to go with it. And as I started to do, I just stopped for a minute to kind of explain to you what I'm doing, because this is how life can be. Life can actually show us step by step what we need, not only for a little YouTube video, but next right steps to walk out of those seemingly intractable relationships. But we got to be open to seeing them, and open to being shown, and be looking for them and to respond. So now I'm going to respond to what it is I just saw a minute ago. So talking about setting intentions, I hope I didn't lose anybody there. Talking about setting intentions around this solar eclipse, and we're also coming into this new year. So setting intentions for what we want to do is find the new that started to be built in your life, or you've started to create in your life, that's working, that feels like it's in the direction you want to go. It may look a little like that. Still a little muddy, not very well formed, but it's on the other side of a fence. It's in the new you. It's in the new land of where you want to go, not in this old land, right? But it's over there in the new land, which this is where the metaphor breaks down, because if I could, I'd jump the fence. I'll rip my pants if I try. Because you're already spending some of your time. I'm already spending some of my time, more and more of my time, into this new that I'm heading toward. So find where that is and set intention in relationship to it. Maybe you think about it of wishes and wants. You can also look at it that way, because I can't go through talking about all this. But close your eyes and look down the road a piece. Not too far down the road. Next, couple months, 6 months, next year. And how do you want to have built on that new piece of land? Bring in some fill or drain it out. Maybe, you know, what's it going to look like 6, 9, 12 months down the road? Once you've kept going on the path that you're going on, what's it look like? Set that intention, write it down. Write it down. Now, for the new year, we're going into 2020s. We're talking about a new decade. I'm going to tell you in a little bit about something that I was led 2 nights ago to create that I'm going to offer that we can all do together to support ourselves and, you know, to really finish out this last decade and begin creating our new decade. Because we're crossing a threshold. We've been crossing it now for the last little bit, and little few weeks. We're stepping into a new threshold of the 2020s. The energy of the 2020s is profound, is profoundly different. It's based on this Capricorn energy, which we're now stepping into. So this decade is going to be a decade of lots falling away, lots crumbling. We've been getting to see the bits of it in our own personal lives, of the things that no longer support us, that we no longer value. We're taking them away, or they're being taken away from us. Look around in life. How many of the institutions of human life are we watching crumbling around us? It's just beginning. And we're being called to step into our mastery. The mastery we've been building over this lifetime and previous lifetimes. You may or may not be aware of what that is exactly. But as you find it, you'll realize, oh my gosh, yeah, this is it. Or, oh my God, I had no idea I knew how to do this. I have both of those happen quite often. But for now, we're going to talk about this setting up for this new year. This is a new year and a new decade of embracing our mastery. So in light of that, I'm going to ask you to look at a couple of questions, or I'm going to invite you to look at a couple of questions, because life is going to be pushing us, pulling us, hopefully not dragging us along because we decide we're going to play along rather than continue to fight it. Because continuing to fight this at this point, it's not going to look pretty. Let's put it that way. Because life is moving us into the mastery we've been building over lifetimes. Now is the time for that mastery to come forth, which means that which is not that mastery must be let go of and gotten rid of. So, in that spirit, I'm going to invite you to take a look at and really thinking about this and letting this question hit you, and then let it roll around in your mind over this next week. Because this is a question that different parts of us have very different answers for. And the question is, are you worthy of better? Are you worthy of better in your life? And I'm going to invite you to let all the different answers emerge and accept what they are. Just don't freak out. Don't try to fight it. Is let that stuff show itself. Good, bad, otherwise. Because in order to own our mastery, we have to begin dealing with the parts of us that live in and have been trained into self-doubt, lack of confidence, hatred, self-hatred, self-loathing. These parts live in all of us to greater and lesser degrees. So let those come forward, because they need to be let out of the closet. Because once this old stuff gets let out of the closet, and we can stop fighting it, stop trying to hide from it, stop pretending it's trying to there, it begins to lose its power. Another question is, how would I phrase this? Am I worthy of? Am I capable of? Am I capable of becoming who in the deepest part of me I know myself to be? Do I think I'm capable of it? Do I think I'm worthy of it? And again, there'll be a variety of responses. But come on, let's get that stuff like stirred up and get it out of the closet, because it's effing not real, but it really feels real, and it's driving the bus, it's driving the show until we get it out and start to deal with it. So, oh my God, and you know, anyway, I won't bore you with my personal stories about this, but for the past year and a half, 2 years, really beating the bushes around lack of self-confidence and self-doubt. And it's amazing what starts to come out, because it's not only from this life, it's from previous lives also. But this stuff has to be let out, because the mastery we have been building for eons of lifetimes is trying to be born through us and through our lives now. That, I would postulate, is the life that we're meant to live. It's way bigger than any of us allow ourselves to dare to think. But what's wonderful about it is it's way more authentic, way more true, in a certain way, it's easier in the end, because when you work your way through this stuff, there's the you that's always been there, that's already under there, that already knows what the hell it's doing. It has its unique point of view, it has its unique skill set, its unique talents, and it's just letting it do what it is. It was created to do. It meaning you, it meaning me, it meaning the deepest part of who we are. What I call our unique genius. So I invite you to really take this seriously, meaning don't miss this opportunity. Take some time to think through these things. Take some time to set yourself up. And I'm going to invite you to check out, I'm going to make another recording after I kind of get where I'm going and sort this out. But in a few days, I'm going to offer, it'll probably be about 2 hours, a workshop of harvesting what there is to harvest from the last decade of our lives, the 2010s, and begin creating the new decade of our lives, the 2020s. And it's still kind of creating itself in my mind, but it will be partly some stuff that I was taught and taken through myself. I went through myself a couple nights ago in relationship to it's a training I'm taking around business. So it's not exactly a business thing, because this company is really brilliant. They really kind of approach the whole life, but a whole life assessment, and it's really profound, and it doesn't take a lot of time. We're going to spend about 2 hours together. I invite you to come, and I'm going to make it affordable for people, and there will be the chance, if you can't come, to go ahead and register, and then you'll get the replay, in which, because we're going to do the work. We're going to do the work together. I'm going to lead everybody. We're going to do it all together. Do the work. Do our own individual work as we do this together, of harvesting the last decade, all that we learned that's good to take forward, and to begin building the next decade of our life, setting intention, setting direction, getting clear in different areas of life that are important to us, to assist you along the lines of what it is that I shared with you in this video and more. So it'll be not goal setting, it's different, but there'll be the structure that came from this kind of whole life review, which is more, I don't know, it's more rationally based. But my guys are telling me that they're going to, I'm trusting them, that they're going to give me some processes to take everybody through, to really bring in the spiritual dimension very clearly, and set people up, set you up for this next year, this next decade in your life. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to continue on down to the port, and the sun's coming out now, which is not, you can't always count on it around here this time of year. So I'm probably going to go take a walk along the coast and see what they tell me about what it is that that we're going to do a couple days in that workshop, and I invite you to join me. Thanks for joining me today on my walk. We're out of the mud. You know, it's like there's more to go. There is more to go. There's actually a lot more to go. But in terms of this time, this last year has been a profound, deep, hard change. Again, those two clients come to mind. So I know it's really challenging right now, but take a look and realize you're in a new place. And being in a new place, when you land in a new place, because right now these new places we're finding ourselves in are asking us to engage with them in a way where we get taken to new places in us. We become new people. We become new people. So we're healing from the old, we're becoming new. It's a profound time of transmutation. This is the chrysalis. We're now living in the chrysalis of our mastery, of being able to express the mastery we've been building over courses of lifetimes. You don't yet know what's living inside you. You may have glimpses, and as you discover more of them, free from the self-doubt that you start to pull out of the closet. So therefore the glimpses don't get killed immediately, but you start to embrace them, go towards them, look into them, try to explore them. You'll be surprised at what you find and also realize, oh yeah, I knew this already. So I am going to continue on ahead. Look at that. Continue on ahead on that path to the port. And I wish you all a glorious holiday, whatever you celebrate, a glorious time with the people that are important in your life. I ask you to start with yourself first. And I look forward to seeing you soon, and come join us at the workshop. There'll be details below the video or in some other way that I'll get that to you. Much love. Bye for now.